All right, it's Wednesday, June 26th. This is a daily SPY update midweek. Today we end up with a 2-up green bar. We kind of held the midpoint essentially of the previous day. We worked up higher and closed green. But we're really still inside of this 4-day, well, it was a 3-day range, and now it's a 4-day range that we identified yesterday. So, after yesterday's potential reversal looking bar, it's not surprising we took out the high of the previous day. And in this case, not surprising that we might be getting a reversal to the upside if we can break out of this 4-day range. The reason why, we didn't get a lot of momentum to revert. In other words, you had a 3-bar here on Monday, then a 2 down green bar, and then an actionable signal that normally would have a target up to the top of the range. The reason it was tricky to head up there was because if we look at the pre-market range, it was a very wide range that started up strong after yesterday's reversal looking day. But then as the pre-market unfolded, we came all the way down. So you can see a very wide range developed. And that's why, you didn't get, it was going to be tricky to get a lot of momentum out of the gates to take out this high from yesterday and the pre-market highs. If we would have kind of held up in this area and broken out, that could have been a momentum move to kind of start working towards some of these targets up here. But if we kind of examine today, I shot a whole bunch of videos on the S&P, how I traded it and analyzed it. First of all, even though we were coming down, I still knew that we had the potential reversal day from yesterday. We were kind of near the, halfway point of that buying tail at the open and kind of near the midpoint of the prior day, somewhere up in here. So when that first bar kind of paused right in that area and then started up, I bought some calls here because, there was room to kind of take out the high of the previous day and maybe get up to the pre-market highs, and that would be a very nice, trade on the charts. So I bought some calls here. I discussed how, as I was watching it, grinding up, I ended up after about an hour scaling out to set up a no-risk trade. And then when I saw this big bar come down, I decided just to exit and watch a little closer because I knew that, we're still in the middle of this range. Maybe we're not, getting that quick to, that momentum move out of the gates, to the upside. And it is possible we could fail and come down and, eventually maybe break out of the bottom of this range as well that we've identified for the last few days. So I shot a video how I happened to take some small gains on this trade. Then when I saw this kind of 2 up, 2 down develop, I decided to buy some puts because we were coming back into the first bar range. It's just kind of the way I analyze 15-minute structure. And I sensed that we were going to probably take out the low of the day. And at that point see what developed. So I bought some puts in here as we're making a 2 down. I scaled out right near the bottom, or no, what happened was I was trying to scale out down here, and I actually got on the same, I had the price that the options hit, but I didn't get filled, and then it came up and I had to break even because I just saw that as kind of a liquidity grab, given the fact that it came all the way back up pretty quickly. And at that point I rebought some calls and I shot a video on that, getting back in line with what seemed like, the trend is after yesterday, to kind of continue higher. And then, of course, it did take out the first bar high. I scaled out up here, and all day long, it just kind of sat there. And at the very end, it made its secondary push to new highs. Whether or not you stayed all the way to the end or just kind of took small gains in here, that's fine. I mean, it's not like it was a big day to the upside. We're still inside a big range. And again, as 3 days, are now complete for the week, we have to decide on this weekly chart with a couple of days to go what's really unfolding. After that shooter bar from last week, there was definitely expectations we could head lower, but price has tried to do that a few times. It can't do it. We're now green on the week, so it's very possible, like I've been describing, we're in a big uptrend, and this could just be a bit of a pause here on the selling tail of the week before, a bit of a pause here with 3 days, just going sideways, and we're building energy for another, more continuation to the upside. So for now, we're still kind of expecting this green bar to take out that high to hit this target here. And then with one, if we can get up there and hold green, that's one day to go in the week. That looks like this weekly chart wants to probably close green, which could lead to higher into next week. And that's kind of the way we'll view the next 2 days, depending what happens. It's still possible with 2 days to go. There's some gap down tomorrow. We try to break out of the bottom of the range. It's, I don't know. But the thing is, the more and more this range goes on, the more and more, we'll have some kind of breakout that'll be pretty clear as to what's happening, or a failure. Anytime I see inside price action or a big range like this, I know we can test the top, and then if that doesn't go and we come back through it, that's an exciting signal, to the downside. If we test the bottom and can't get through it and then come back up through the range, that's an exciting buy signal. So we'll see what happens. We're just trying to use, like I described, I think in yesterday's recap video, given this tight range in here, we're just trying to judge, how price, the pre-market range, how price opens, where it seems to be going relative to the context of it. Are we breaking out or not? And then kind of watching intraday structure unfold the way I like to view it, with that first bar, first move of the day. And are we going to get a directional push with one push, two pushes up, or is there something going to be more choppy? And, today you were able to utilize, look at the intraday structure and realize we weren't getting the momentum to start. We failed at the bottom, choppiness inside a big range. And then as we came up, that we were likely to take out that, first bar high and have one push up, pause, second push up, as it turns out. So, we will just now see, getting back to the daily chart with 2 days to go, what really unfolds. The bias is a bit to the upside now. We should get continuation out of that bar as long as we hold the midpoint of this bar today and head higher. The weekly chart's now green. We failed to go down, so that's price is telling you it doesn't really want to do that. I can again envision that all this action in here was just building up some energy for another push higher. Again, the selling tail from last week, the consolidation this week could definitely go a lot higher if price wants to start up and break out of this range. So as always, we'll look at the 15-minute chart again. Fortunately, with the right context and kind of judging, the good entry points, you weren't going to get hurt at all trading today. And actually it was, a day where there was some small gains, same thing as yesterday, even though it was kind of a choppy day. So we will see where things go for the next 2 days of the week, with a little bias now to the upside, unless, we fail to break out of that range.